Well, the marches for Australia took place last Sunday across the country in almost every major city and town, allowing ordinary Aussies to have their say and push back a bit on the cultural dominance of the left across a range of issues. At the Brisbane March, organisers made their goals clear right from the start.
We have a mission today, and that mission is to let the powers that be, the people that ignore you, the politicians that don't listen, the media that pretend you don't exist, the banks that just want to rake profit out of you, a society that's told you that you're toxic for years. We are here to say enough is enough. A couple of things I need from you all. Number one, if they yell at you, spit at you, call you names, label you a Nazi and do all the lovely things, just smile and wave. Show me. If they keep going at you, don't retaliate, all right? We've got security, we've got police everywhere, we've got great people that have got yellow vests on. You'll see them around you. Look out for them. If there's a problem, just wave them down and say, hey, there's a problem here. The police are here for us. And first of all, before I get too far ahead, thank you to our ladies and gentlemen in blue today. Seriously. We love our boys and girls in blue. We thank everyone for their service to this country. The AMBOs, the teachers, the firefighters, the ex-ADF guys, the ADF guys that are in now. I acknowledge and see every single one of you. That's my welcome to country.
That's March for Australia. Brisbane organiser Scott Challen there firing up the crowd before the march. The main issue affecting the protesters is the economic impact and the cultural change driven by immigration at unsustainably high levels and at unprecedented speed in our country. That's not an opinion, it's just a fact. Before the COVID debacle, Australia had net overseas migration, that's the number that the government prefers that we use, of just under 250,000 a year, around 230,000 on average. Now, you could argue that in itself is high. There are not many countries in the world that take in almost 1% of their population every single year. Only uber-woke Canada and Germany beat us, and the US and UK are well below that level. In the COVID years, this dropped significantly to an average of 93,000 a year, and in the 3 years since COVID, it's been huge. 1 million in financial years 2023 and 2024, the first 2 years of the Albanese government, and an estimated 260 to 400,000 this year, depending on whose forecast you believe. But is this NOM figure truly the best indicator of the impact of immigration? Since a lot of the impact of immigration is cultural and social, doesn't it actually also matter if people are coming from like-minded cultures? Or is it racist to say that? Does a person's level of willingness to assimilate to the dominant culture matter? A person's willingness to accept that the country that they're coming to has a culture of its own, established for centuries, that they've got to try to adapt to before they start trying to shape it. This is the debate that we have to have. And we can't have it if the lovies in the Labor movement and on the left generally keep saying that it's racist to have it. It isn't. It's very important, because if you don't have it, you will get actual racists emerging, actual racism, actual race violence, and actual neo-Nazis. Just take a look at the UK and Europe. The politicians who spoke at the rallies on Sunday believe it's a debate that we do have to have. One Nation's senator from Queensland, Malcolm Roberts, made his party's position very clear.
When I grew up, we didn't bother about where people came from. Yet now, our politicians are letting in people who hate Australia. Our vision has nothing to do with skin colour, birthplace or religion within the limits of common sense. And I add, Islam is outside our limits. Burqas and Sharia have no place in this country. I'll say it again. I don't need to say it again. It's okay to bring your culture, providing it fits with ours. And don't try to eliminate our Aussie culture to make room for another. Yes! One Nation will deport the 100,000 illegals currently in this country. Send home students milking their status. Send home students milking their status. And adopt net negative immigration until infrastructure catches up and until we can sort through all those who have come here during Albanese's mass immigration invasion. Let actual new Australians amongst the immigrants stay. And if you didn't come here to contribute, to be an Australian, then One Nation will drive you to the bloody airport.
Strong stuff there from Malcolm Roberts from One Nation. Former LNP Senator Gerard Rennick, now the founder of the People First Party, told the crowd that government generally has become too intrusive into the lives of Australians.
We also want to make sure we stand up for those Australians who try to stand up for themselves. We are sick and tired of the government controlling us. For the last 40 years, we've seen government sell all the infrastructure that was built by our parents, that was meant to serve us, that was meant to provide essential services. And they've marched on into the family home, the classroom, the bedroom, the corporate boardroom, God forbid, the doctor waiting room through COVID, and they're telling us how to live our lives. And it is not the role of the government to tell us how to live our lives. It's the role of the government to serve us.
Gerard Rennick speaking to the March for Australia rally in Brisbane, and he will join me in the studio as our guest later on the show. So what do the migration figures measure? They measure people who haven't lived in Australia ever, or at least have been away from Australia for quite a while, who come into the country and say that they intend to live here long term for at least 12 months. There's another number called the NPLT, the Net Permanent and Long-Term Arrivals number, and that's the raw numbers that are gathered when people arrive and they tick the box that they intend to stay. After 16 months, those numbers are checked to see how many actually stayed and how many actually left. And then you get the NOM, the Net Overseas Migration number, which is the one that we were talking about before. Now, the Labor government claimed in March that in the federal budget that the NOM for this financial year, ending June 30, 2025, the last financial year, will come in at 260,000. But the NPLT for 2025 was nearly 460,000. The gap between the NPLT and the NOM is usually only about sort of 10 or to 30% at the most. So the chance of that 460 coming down to 260 is almost zero. And Albo's clearly taking the mickey. So what sort of visas are people coming in on? In financial year 2024, the breakdown looked like this. International students made up around 207,000. Working holiday visas were about 80,000. Temporary skilled visas were 49,000, and long-term visitors around 90,000. Not exactly a lot of skilled migrants in that group, is there? Did you know that with a virtual private network or VPN on your computer, tablet or phone, you can log into your favourite streaming services like Netflix from home with an internet address from anywhere in the world and watch all the shows that they offer in other countries, including stuff in different languages. And using a VPN to route all your internet traffic through a third-party server means that big corporations and big government can't spy on you. If you sign up now with private internet access, we think they're the best VPN servers out there, as a viewer of The Other Side, you can get 83% off the price of your subscription and get online for less than $3 a month. Check it out right now. Go to piavpn.com/otherside. That's piavpn.com/otherside. It's a great service, a rock bottom price, and supporting our sponsor, you are helping to keep The Other Side going and growing. That was a segment clip from our weekly Friday night news show, The Other Side, which you can watch in full by simply going to YouTube and searching up The Other Side Australia. Then you'll find our full shows playlist. You can also find all of our full shows and our segments on our own website, othersidetv.com.au. That's othersidetv.com.au. Help us build a whole new Aussie media by joining us over there and joining up, signing up for the exclusive side.